So if you've been paying attention to financial markets recently, it comes as no surprise to you when I say that the price of gold has been absolutely soaring. And right now, there's a scramble to sort of figure out what is the main driver of this kind of insane price movement. We're going to explore a couple of those options in today's video. So, as I said, gold has outperformed basically every other asset. In 2025, for that entire year, as you can see from the chart on the left, it significantly outperformed a lot of major other asset classes. So, outperformed Japan, the German stock market, the technology stocks or the Nasdaq in the US, the S&P 500, small cap stocks, you name it. Bitcoin, which we'll talk about later, was actually down 6.3%. So is Bitcoin the new gold? Well, not quite. So, and this is not just a 2025 story. So if you look at the chart on the right, I have to keep updating this chart every single time I go and check the price of gold. So I actually recorded this video yesterday. Today is Thursday. I recorded it on Wednesday, and then gold shot up another 6%. So I'm re-recording it now on Thursday morning. So don't get mad at me if it's above 6,000 by the time you watch this video. I cannot keep up with how quickly the price of gold is rising. So we're going to look at 5 options that people are throwing around for could potentially be the main drivers. And we're going to sort of grade how likely we think that these options are. So option number 1, this is sort of the classic gold theory, that there's a rise in global uncertainty. And I must say, it certainly feels like we're more uncertain now than we have been at any other point, specifically with all of the geopolitical issues that are popping up. But when you look at this chart, you do see a relationship, right? There's clearly, I put it in 2 different ways. The chart on the left is gold annualized, and the chart on the right is simply the gold price. And you can see that they tend to ebb and flow together. But when we look at the more recent activity of these 2 indices, you'll see that the Global Policy Uncertainty Index has actually fallen. So there was a spike in recent years, and that again spiked alongside gold. But it doesn't really explain the more recent rise in the price of gold. If you actually look at the chart on the right, if you look at the left axis, it was hard for me to even put these charts together because of how wild the performance of gold has been. The chart on the left, the chart on the right, the left axis only goes up to 3,500. Gold right now is at 5,500. So if I was to make this chart where you could see the full rise of gold, the stuff you're seeing would almost just look like a straight line and you wouldn't be able to see that relationship. So I had to really cut off the gold price so you can see that it does in fact ebb and flow together, but you just haven't seen the level of a spike you would expect in uncertainty that would match up with this insane gold performance. So option number 2 is the debasement trade. So if we're grading option number 1, I would say it's probably having a small impact. People feel more uncertain, so they buy gold. But again, doesn't explain why gold has over doubled over recent times. So option number 2 is the debasement trade. For those who are unfamiliar, the debasement trade is basically when people are concerned about monetary expansion, fiscal irresponsibility, so rising government debts, increased money printing. So they buy hard assets like gold, like real estate. For a time, people considered Bitcoin in this category, but it hasn't really worked like that. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. To protect their wealth from fiat currency that they thought was going to be devalued over time as governments printed more and more currency. So as you can see, there's a relationship. When the dollar falls, gold prices rise. You can see on the chart on the left. And yields, so there's a relationship with the real yield. So when inflation expectations rise, so again, just remember real yields is nominal yields minus inflation expectations, roughly. This is a market-based calculation of inflation expectations. So there's survey data as well. That tells a little bit of a different story. However, when you look at these 2 charts, so there's clearly a relationship, right? Real yields have fallen. People are expecting greater inflation in the future. And the dollar has certainly fallen. But again, sort of similar to the last one, you're not seeing the type of price movement in the dollar as well as in inflation expectations or a fall in the real yield that you would expect if this was fully being explained by the debasement trade. So again, option number one, global policy uncertainty or the increase in uncertainty, probably playing a factor. Option number two, the debasement trade, probably playing a factor. But even combined, I don't know if that's telling the full story when you look at how crazy this rise of gold has been. So we get option number three. And this I'll say up front, this is a fun theory that I've heard kicked around, but I don't really have evidence for. I kind of hope that it's true. And if you are involved in the crypto space, which I am not super involved, so I wouldn't even really know where to go to find evidence of this, I'd be curious your thoughts on this. So there's a theory going around that I say it here, a little bit of a joke, that gold is the new Bitcoin. What this basically means is that one of the main reasons why people had invested in Bitcoin, besides the seeking huge price appreciation, of course, I would say that's probably the main reason. One of the main arguments people made was that it was going to be an uncorrelated asset from financial markets. So those who were skeptical of financial markets, a little bit of the debasement trade, right? So if you thought a government was going to keep printing money, you'd want a scarce asset, which Bitcoin is. The argument was this was going to be uncorrelated to the current options we had for investment, just like gold is. So gold is relatively uncorrelated compared to most other assets. So that's where you've heard the phrase probably Bitcoin is the new gold. That's where that came from. But what's always confused me about this was basically from the beginning of Bitcoin as an asset class, it has trended alongside US financial markets. It's hard to argue that it's anything other than a highly volatile risk on proxy. Yeah, again, look at the two charts here. It's Bitcoin's return with the S&P 500, Bitcoin's return with the NASDAQ. Obviously, Bitcoin is moving to a much greater degree. If you look at the axes, it's much more volatile, but it ebbs and flows alongside these traditional financial markets. When the S&P 500 is doing well, Bitcoin's doing well. When the S&P 500 is not doing well, Bitcoin's not doing well. So the theory goes that the people who do hold Bitcoin, seeking an uncorrelated asset, have finally thrown in the towel and have redirected some of their money away from Bitcoin and into gold because it is actually somewhat uncorrelated with financial markets. Again, that is just a theory. I have no evidence of this, but it's a fun one. If you do have evidence, please comment below or reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be curious, someone who's more involved in crypto, what their take is on this. Then we have option number four. This is sort of simple supply and demand. Has there been a new use case for gold that has causes its price to expand the way that it has? I have here also the use cases for silver. If you've been following this story, you know that silver's been up even more than gold. I mean, it's always more volatile than gold, but right now its performance is making gold look like a like it's basically not happening. Silver's going up a ton as well. And people have tried to make the argument, at least for silver, that there are more use cases for the metal than gold. So if we look, this is from a 2025 geologic survey. The use cases for silver, we have electronics at 30%, solar at 12%, industrial uses at 7%. So a large portion, about almost half of the use cases for silver are meaningful, right? So you could say we need more silver for electronics. We definitely need more silver as we build out more solar capacity. And then general industrial uses, there's been a manufacturing boom. There's been way more manufacturing spending. So we could potentially need silver for that. Now, I don't think that this explains, but you could at least make the case that there is greater demand for silver. When we look at gold, I would say that that doesn't really, it's hard to make that argument with one caveat. So jewelry is 45% of what gold is used for. It's hard for me to think of why, jewelers would be demanding way more gold right now. Physical bars is another 20%. That's also a big percentage of silver. Coins and metals, and then electronics is only 6% of the use case for gold. So the one caveat, if you say the other main uses, it's hard to see why there would be increased demand, is central banks storing gold. So I have that highlighted here. It was 21% in 2024. And there's it's unclear exactly how big of a factor this has been. So following Russia invading Ukraine, there was a huge gold buying spree by central banks. But the Financial Times was out with a piece this morning that says that it actually slowed down. So central banks are actually buying less gold right now than they were during the peak. So it's not like this buying of gold has continued exponentially. I have a stat here that following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, central bank gold purchases averaged roughly 60 tons per month, which was more than triple the pre-2022 pace. So gold buying increased a lot for a period of time, but that's not necessarily what you're seeing right now, according to an analysis done by the Financial Times. So did it play a factor in some of the rise? Probably, right? That's a lot of demand from central banks. But right now, it seems like that's not the best explanation. And that brings us to option 5. And this is personally what I think is most likely right now. And to put it in sort of financial commentator terms, this would be hurting, or this would be the momentum trade, basically as investors see that the price of gold and silver are rising substantially, they pile into the same trade, hoping to see huge returns, right? What we say now is they've become meme stocks. So I made this little AI figure on the right. We got GameStop, AMC, and now he's got a gold pick. He's going to go get some gold. So I actually went to Wall Street Bets, the Reddit page, and scrolled through to see if what they were talking about. And I actually found this meme here. Look at me, I'm a meme stock now. So it has been embraced by the meme stock traders. And just like we've seen time and time again, whenever an asset gets really popular, everyone's talking about it, the returns are fantastic, more and more investors want to get a piece of the action. And I think that really explains a lot of the recent price movements that we've seen. So if I were to sort of spell this out, we look at our scoreboard, I would almost look at this not as a timeline per se, but there was a rise in global uncertainty, and there was fears of monetary expansion, so the debasement trade. You could say that probably got things started, right? As more people are uncertain, they buy gold. If people are worried about fiat currency declining, the value of the US dollar declining, you would want to buy a hard asset like gold. So in the beginning, when we saw this rise, you add in the central banks too in like 2022. Those three things were probably the main reasons why we saw a big uptake in gold over the last few years, but I don't think that explains the recent movement. Now we have gold is the new Bitcoin. Again, I have no evidence of this. This is a fun theory. And I honestly think it ties in a little bit with gold becoming a meme stock. The same people that are probably trading crypto now are maybe more interested in gold, whether or not it's for the reasons of it being actually uncorrelated or if people are just seeking a return. When we look at the price movement now, it's hard to explain this anything other than irrational behavior by investors, or gold and silver have now become meme stocks. I'm curious what you guys think. Is there another reason that gold has soared that I've missed? I really hope you appreciate these videos. If you do, please subscribe, like the video. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you here next Monday with another educational video.